So, as you may have heard, America's favorite clairvoyant groundhog just blessed us with another 6 weeks of winter. If you're mainly a skier or a snowboarder, then this might be the perfect time for you, but if you're a thrower like us, things are not looking great. So today I want to talk about what the best thing to do for high school throwers during the really cold winter months before the outdoor season really gets started. The easy answer is to do indoor track, but unfortunately I know that's not an opportunity available to everyone. So I want to go through some things you can do whether your school has the opportunity for you to throw indoors or not. Number one, and I consider this the most important, get in the weight room. It's amazing to me how many high school throwers think they should wait until track season to start lifting. It is actually the exact opposite. Whether your season starts in January or March, it doesn't really matter. You're out of time to build strength. If the track season only goes for 3 months, which unfortunately for some of you it does, that gives you 9 months out of the year to work really hard in the weight room and build as much strength as humanly possible. During the off season, you probably don't have access to your throws coach. And if you don't, feel free to reach out to me, link in my bio. But if you don't have someone there giving you direction, it's really hard to improve. So if you don't have someone there giving you feedback and things to improve on or things to focus on for your next throw, it's going to be really hard to take meaningful reps. However, for athletes at a young age, working hard in the weight room really doesn't require a lot of one-on-one attention unless you're doing really complicated, say, Olympic lifts. So use those extra 3 months to your advantage and work really hard in the weight room so when your throwing season does start and you can spend time with your coach, you can actually really focus on your technique. Being strong is never going to hurt in really any sport, and in a sport like track and field and the throwing events, you're going to need to be as strong as you can be. Tip number 2, practice your technique even without an implement. The techniques in throwing events, whether it's a javelin run-up or a spin or a glide, is nothing like we do in everyday life. It's very easy for your track season to end and then you totally just forget about it. If your season ends in May and you don't spin again until March, you almost have to relearn the technique entirely. If you have to completely relearn to do a discus spin or glide and shot, you might have to burn the first couple weeks of your outdoor season just to relearn what you already knew. There's nothing wrong with having to freshen up on it when your season starts, but having to start over entirely is really going to hamper your progress. So how you can do this is just use the space you have access to. If you have a straight line of 6 feet, maybe in your kitchen, use that to do a glide. Now obviously, please do not throw anything. I don't want your mom getting mad because you're throwing discuses into a wall. If there's a sidewalk in front of your house, go do a couple of spins every day just so you remember the movement. If you have a garage or a driveway or a patio with any sort of hard grounding, use that to your advantage. Even if you don't throw anything, which in a lot of instances here may not be a great idea, refreshing on your technique will only help you in the long run. Tip number 3, and I consider this one to be the bare minimum, but watch a ton of throws. Athletes who do multiple sports are usually better in the long run, however it does take them longer to get back into the track mindset. Why is that? They had just spent how many months watching football film and basketball film or soccer or whatever they were doing, and that's where their mind was focused at that time, not on track. Obviously, that's a good thing. You want to focus on the sport you're doing at that moment, but that means it's going to take a little bit longer to get back into the track mindset. If you have the time, if you're not playing another sport, use that opportunity to watch a ton of throws. And it doesn't really matter who. It could be of you from last year. It could be of one of your teammates. It could be of high-end college throwers. It could be professionals you look up to. It doesn't matter. You watching a ton of throws could be the difference between you being in the track mindset in mid-April and you being in the track mindset of March 1st. One of those is going to lead to a lot more success by the end of May. Lastly, there might be times you need to go brave it. Obviously, weather varies like crazy across the country, and while I would never speak for someone, say, in upper New England, there are times where if it's 40, 45 degrees out, you may need to lace them up and go get some throws in. Just a couple of weeks ago in southern PA here, there was a day where the high was 5. That is obviously a day you would want to stay inside just for safety purposes, but when you get some of those higher temperature days, odds are that's how the beginning of your outdoor season is going to look. Throwing in the cold is a skill, and just like anything else, you have to practice it. So don't be afraid of the weather, go embrace it. If you're looking for more personalized coaching or direction, feel free to email me directly at tnthrowscoaching@gmail.com or fill out the Google form in my bio. I hope these tips helped. Stay warm and throw far.